Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You may be seated.
Let me welcome this opportunity and thank you, Minister, thank you, Commissioner, and all the other leaders of our South African Police Service. And it's also wonderful to see the Metro Police also here. It is a real wonderful privilege for me to stand before you, and in a number of ways I feel at home. I feel at home because my father was like you, he was a policeman, and I, in my younger days, also trained as a police reservist. So what you are is not something that is strange to me. I also used to go on the beat as a police reservist with other police officers. So I know your work, and I sympathize with what you have to do. But I'm particularly happy to be standing before you on the eve of such an important moment for our country. At midnight, you are all going to be called upon to go out and fight an invincible enemy. You're going to be called to go and save lives. Your task now, from midnight, is that of saving the lives of the people of South Africa. As police officers, you obviously have to be diversified in the work that you do. Sometimes you fight and go after robbers. Sometimes you look and want to arrest murderers, rapists, child abusers, thieves, and so on and so on. That is your work, to keep the people of South Africa safe. This time around, we have added another task on the many jobs and tasks that you have to execute. And that task is to save lives. Ordinarily, your work is to save lives against people who may be attacked, against people who may want to harm them in public violence situations and all that. But this time, you are waging war against an invincible enemy, that is the coronavirus. You are then called upon to go and wage war against this virus. You are called upon to go and save the lives of millions of South Africans. We will be measured in terms of our success on whether we've been able to contain the disease and to save the lives of our people. Our success is going to be measured on whether we are able to contain the virus, on whether we are able to ensure that those who have been infected do get better. And that is the work of the doctors and the nurses who are going to be looking after our people. Your job is to go and police the nation and save lives. And I expect you, as you implement this 21-day lockdown, to do so with compassion, to do so with great understanding, to do so with respect for the people of our country, to do so with humility as well, and to be encouraging our people to abide by the regulations. This is not a scop and donor moment. This is not a skeet and donor moment. This is a moment when we save lives. This is a moment when we encourage our people to look after themselves. And I particularly like the verse that the chaplain read, where the Bible says, go into your houses, lock yourself in until the wrath of God has passed. And this is precisely what we are doing. We are saying our people must lock themselves in their homes, and your job is to ensure that we implement this. Now, the regulations is something that you will need to read carefully and to know, because most people are going to abide by the regulations. I can already see our towns, our streets are empty. But there will be the odd people who will be moving around. And as they move around, it is not because they want to commit any crime. It's either because they are going to buy food, it's either they are going to buy medication, and you are expected to have an understanding for that, so that our South African police service must not be known as being a police service which, during a time of fighting against a virus, was a police service that did scop and donor people. It must be a police service that cares, that is compassionate, that is kind, that advises, that helps, that supports, that gives assistance to our people. Our people are terrified right now, and we should not do anything as government officials, police service officials, to make their situation worse. Psychologically, our people are now badly affected because they fear that they could get the virus. They fear that they will lose their income. They fear they will lose their jobs. They fear that they will not have enough food. They fear that they will get sick in their homes without medication and not be able to go to the clinic or hospital. They fear that they will get so bored in their homes that they won't know what to do with themselves. And with those fears, you are expected, as the police officers of the Democratic Republic of South Africa, to have compassion, to have understanding, to be able to give help and assistance to them. That is why you are called a service. And that is why we are no longer called South African Police, SAP. We are called South African Police Service. This is the time when the police in our country are expected to provide a service to the people of South Africa. I call upon you, I ask you from the bottom of my heart, and say, I want you in your heads to have this notion of going out to save lives. And if you know you are going to save lives, you will know that you must be supportive, you must give a service, you must help, you must assist, you must advise, you must guide, and you must lead the way. That is precisely what we expect. But of course, there will be those who will want to take chances. There will be those who will want to cut corners. There will be those whose intent will be willful, where they will deliberately want to challenge the state. And for those, I have a clear message. This is not the time to play with fire. This is not the time to play with the people of South Africa. We are deadly serious about saving lives. And those who want to take chances, those who want to do wrong things, must, of course, meet the wrath of the South African state. We will not tolerate those who are going to take the people of South Africa for granted. Now, I say this knowing very well that the people of our country, in the main, are law-abiding, and this time it is going to be even at a higher level because we are talking about saving lives. So, officers, I send you off now to go and be amongst our people. I send you off and I set you off to go and conduct service amongst our people, to go and shower our people with guidance, shower them with advice, shower them with leadership that will show them the right things that have to be done right now at this moment in the Republic of South Africa. We are hoping that with the action that we have taken, which is supported by everyone I've come across, that we will defeat this virus. I've just come out of meeting of the G20 countries as far-afield as China, Japan, Australia, Canada, United States, Europe, you name it, Brazil, where the G20 countries agreed that we face a common enemy, and that enemy is the coronavirus, and we must do everything to defeat it. I want you to know that we are not the only country in the world that is fighting against this virus. We join a galaxy of many other countries that are currently involved in every effort to defeat this virus. So as you go off, just know that you are doing God's work. Just know that you are doing our people's work. Just know that you are doing a global task. The whole world is involved in what you are doing. Let's make sure that we as a police service, we do not do anything that is going to violate the rights of our people by mistake or unintentionally. Let us go and do right by the people of South Africa and save their lives and guide them and show them the way. This is the hour. This is the moment that you, over the years, were trained for. You were not only trained to go and fight crime, you were also trained to save lives against an invisible enemy, which is coronavirus. We never knew that we would be at a moment like this, but that moment is here now, and we were trained for it. You were prepared for it, and that moment now calls upon you to go and put the interests of South Africans ahead of our own interests. So let us go and serve the people of South Africa. And officers, I wish you very well. I wish you well in all what you will do. I'm going to kindly ask the Commissioner and the Minister that as you go around in your task, I should 1 or 2 days join you and be on patrol with you, because I want to be there with you as your Commander-in-Chief, so that we serve the people of our country. Our people have confidence in you, they have confidence in us. Let us go and serve them with dignity and integrity. So I will be amongst you, walking every inch of our streets, making sure that we save the lives of the people of South Africa. So I wish you well, go well, and serve our people. Thank you very much. Thank you, officers. Thank you.